Welcome back to DarkMind Investigations. Tonight's story begins in a place most of us visit every day without fear. A place that promises connection, comfort, and understanding. But for one man, that place became the doorway to psychological destruction. This is not a story about stupidity. It is not a story about desperation. It is a story about how carefully crafted affection can become a trap, and how love, when weaponized, can quietly dismantle a human being. So listen carefully as we unravel a chilling tale of emotional manipulation where the lines between adoration and control completely disappeared. You might think you'd see the signs, but what if the red flags were disguised as the very things you'd always been looking for? Listen carefully. When Mark Reynolds signed up for the dating app, he didn't think twice. He was 41, freshly divorced, and living alone for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Loneliness had become heavier than he ever expected. Friends told him it was normal, that it would pass, but the nights were always the hardest. You know how silence has a way of amplifying regret, making every what-if echo in your head? Mark wasn't looking for some wild adventure or chasing a fantasy. He just wanted someone to talk to, and then he met her. Her name was Lena. Her profile stood out precisely because it didn't try to. There were no revealing photos or dramatic captions. Just a calm smile and a single sentence that read, "I believe real connection still exists." They matched within minutes. He felt a flicker of something he hadn't felt in a very long time: hope. From the very first conversation, Lena felt different. She didn't flirt aggressively. Instead, she asked questions. Real questions. About Mark's childhood, his past marriage, what made him feel valued. She remembered details he'd mentioned casually and brought them up days later. That alone made him feel seen in a way he hadn't felt for years. Within weeks, simple messages turned into long voice notes. Those voice notes turned into late-night phone calls. Lena spoke softly, carefully, sharing stories of betrayal, of people who had left her, of how hard it was for her to trust again. Mark recognized that pain because he had lived it too. Without even realizing it, he began to bond with her through their shared wounds. Experts call this mirroring, reflecting a person's emotions back at them to build artificial intimacy. But at that moment, Mark didn't see a strategy. He thought it was fate. Have you ever met someone who seemed to understand you better than anyone else? For Mark, that person was Lena. Whenever he spoke about his coworkers, she'd call them shallow. If he brought up his friends, she'd say they didn't truly appreciate him. At first, it just sounded like she was on his side, like she really cared. But slowly, that care started creating distance, pushing everyone else away until he felt completely isolated. The strangest part? Lena always lived far away. Another city, another country, the location changed, but the excuse never did. There was always a reason they couldn't meet. A work crisis, a sudden health issue, a family emergency. She'd always promise it would happen soon. But soon never came. This pattern is a major red flag in online relationships. As weeks turned into months, Lena became the center of Mark's emotional world. He found himself adjusting his entire schedule just to fit hers, slowly canceling plans with friends and family. He stopped going out, stopped sharing details of his life with others. Lena had a way of framing this isolation as intimacy. "This is just ours," she'd whisper, making it sound special, exclusive. Then came the little tests, disguised as loving requests. "Can you stay on the phone with me tonight? I don't feel safe alone." Or, "Can you send me a picture? I just miss your face." And the big one, "Can you keep us private?" People wouldn't understand what we have. Each request felt so small, so reasonable. So Mark said yes every single time. But those small requests slowly escalated. Lena began placing the weight of her happiness squarely on his shoulders. When she was upset, Mark felt a crushing guilt. When she went silent, he would panic. And that panic was exactly what she wanted. Then one night, Lena told him she was in trouble. Her bank account was frozen, a sudden emergency. She hated asking, she said. It embarrassed her, but she promised to pay him back as soon as things were resolved. Mark hesitated, and then Lena cried. She asked if he trusted her, if he was just like everyone else who abandoned her when she needed them most. So Mark sent the money. That was the moment the relationship crossed the line it would never return from. The emergencies just kept coming: medical bills, travel problems, legal issues. Each one was framed as temporary, and each one was delivered with immense emotional pressure. When Mark questioned anything, Lena would change. She'd accuse him of not caring, of doubting her, of making her feel unsafe. Sometimes she'd disappear for days. And Mark would just sit there, staring at his phone, unable to sleep, replaying every conversation, convinced he'd done something wrong. Mark was head over heels for Lena. She was smart, funny, everything he ever wanted. But then the silent treatment started. Days would pass with no contact, leaving Mark confused and hurt. When she'd finally return, she'd whisper apologies, blaming it on stress. He always forgave her. Then Lena asked for something more: trust. She said true love needed vulnerability and asked him to share private photos and videos, promising they were just for her eyes, a symbol of their connection. Mark was hesitant, but when he resisted, Lena pulled away, saying she felt rejected, that maybe he didn't truly love her. So he gave in. What he didn't realize was that every photo, every video, every intimate message was being saved. Months later, an email arrived. It contained screenshots of their private moments, now shared with the world. His trust had been weaponized, his love turned into a public spectacle. Imagine this. You've been sold, mocked, and left with nothing but a single, chilling message. She's done this before. This was Mark's reality. When he confronted the woman he knew as Lena, she didn't deny a thing. She coldly stated he had consented, that he sent everything willingly. She warned him that no one would believe his story. "You trusted me," she said with a shrug. "That's not my fault." And just like that, she was gone. Her profile, her number, her entire online presence erased. It was as if she never existed. Mark was shattered. Investigators later uncovered the truth. Lena wasn't a real person. She was a character played by a team in a vast online manipulation network. A system designed to find vulnerable people and exploit them using psychological scripts and emotional dependency models. Mark wasn't weak. He was affected by a situation that many people never expect to face. What happened to him wasn't just about money. It affected his confidence, how he saw people, and how he trusted his own decisions. Over time, Mark became quieter. He questioned himself again and again, wondering what he missed. And that feeling kept him from speaking openly. Many experts say the hardest part isn't the loss itself, but the self-blame that follows. People ask, "Why did you trust?" instead of, "What made you feel it was safe?" When Mark finally reported it, some information was recovered, but other parts were gone forever. Mark's experience is a powerful reminder. Healthy connections don't isolate you, genuine care doesn't rush you, and real relationships don't require secrecy. If someone asks you to slowly give up your world for them, pause and reflect. Sometimes the loss isn't about believing in someone, but forgetting to protect yourself. Thank you for listening to DarkMind Investigations.